But I do feel in games like that, almost every single hit can make a difference. And 3 Zealot slices, maybe they could have turned 1 or 2 Stalker kills around, and then it could have snowballed out of control either way. I think that was a great game by Deer. The final map is going to be played on Whirlwind. Man, I'm pretty stoked.
I can't wait, Kev. It's all loaded up. Deer versus Hero. And the rubber match. Let's hop in the game.
The one and only rubber match, right?
The one and only, Kev, because it only happens in a best of 3.
We learned.
Spotted in the bottom left-hand corner of Whirlwind, the blue Protoss player. Let's hear it for Liquid Hero! And his opponent, the red Protoss. Spotted in the bottom right-hand corner of Whirlwind, he is Diaz! All tied up, don't know what to do.
And if there's one thing, man, I've learned from these PvPs so far is not to predict the build order stuff. I am going to be wrong regardless.
Listen, Kev, I got to talk to you.
Go ahead.
Hero finally took your advice there on Belcher Vestige.
It was close.
It was close.
I'm proud of you, Hero.
But maybe he should have done something else, man.
No, I can't believe you're doing this to me. I think that build is great against fast expand builds, and I think it was shown. And if that was let's be honest, if that was a Robo instead of a Twilight, that was a default win.
If it's a Robo instead of a Twilight, it's all over. If it's Deer, or I'm sorry, if it's anybody else instead of Deer.
Yeah, it's probably over as well.
It's probably over as well, so. Just an enormous defense on Belcher Vestige. The same can be said for the great play from Hero on our first map, and also again on Belcher Vestige. And here we move on to Whirlwind to determine who goes on and who goes home.
Almost every single opening can be pretty useful on this map, other than, normally you'd say Blink Stalkers are not that great on Whirlwind, because there isn't really any surface area to blink into the main base. But because these players try to counter each other all the time, if Hero thinks that a Stargate might be a good choice once more, Deer might throw down the Twilight again, so it's almost impossible to say. What I do know is that Deer loves to throw in the Dark Templar opening every now and then, certainly because Whirlwind is such a big map, and with these spawning locations, it's kind of easy for him to hide a probe somewhere on the north side over here, because it's unlikely Hero is going to scout that after the fact he identified that Deer spawns in the right bottom side of the map. But, it's just speculating. There's no telling what Deer or Hero is going to do.
It's a real bummer that Hero's scouting the wrong way. He's going to be in the dark for a long time. Deer continues to just not seem to care about scouting.
Yeah, every now and then he throws in. I really wonder as well what goes through his mind. Wow.
Whoa!
This is so quick that...
That it can only be one thing.
When even.
Win every time. Every time, Kevin.
Deciding game in a tournament.
Now, there's still the chance that it could be a very fast Blink build. 4-gate Blink Stalker can often be... kicked off with a very fast Twilight, but
it would be so quick, like so unnecessary quick, and he's taking some risk against some early pressure builds. I think he's going to stand on top of his ramp with these units. Hero is getting a sentry, so in case it would... Okay, where's this probe going to go? Okay, if this probe reveals itself, he's going to have to send out another probe. Okay, it is... Well, wow, it took me 6 PvPs, man, but in the 6th one, I was spot on, and that's all we remember. Because you're as good as your last prediction.
That's right, best in the world. 1 for 1 of the last 6.
Probe does get taken out, so he's going to have to send out another probe. If Hero with his probe would see this probe, that would be so big. Because then Hero immediately knows, like, okay, you really, really want to get a proxy pylon out.
But Hero's probe has stopped.
Okay, Hero's going Stargate again. Now this isn't bad news necessarily, but it can definitely be very, very bad news.
It's going to become worse when he starts the Phoenix.
Certainly, because these Dark Templars are going to be so extremely quick.
Drops the Nexus. Hero's going to see this, and he's not going to see this.
Okay. What's this going to be? If this is going to be a Phoenix opening once more, Hero is in so much trouble. It might actually be game-ending damage. Unless he drops a lot of force fields on his ramps and he's able to buy the time for an Oracle. But even then, I'm afraid that he's going to have to wipe in another sentry. If it's 3 Dark Templars at once, he could even morph 2 of them into an Archon. Mothership Force making his way across the map.
Hero is actually so... No, he's going to recall.
Hero has not decided yet what he wants to make. I think he knows. He has figured it out, man. He's like, I'm going to need an Oracle. And he's rallying into
Oh
his
my
ramp as
God,
well.
great
So
game
sick.
sense.
I love it.
So sick.
It's so unbelievable good.
Here comes the DT. Hero sees it, locks the door. Get out of here, says Hero. Oracle's going to pop out. Hero will lose a probe.
The level of play is astonishing, man. I cannot believe the reads that both of these players have been making throughout these entire...
Oh,
No!
run, little guy.
Oh, no, that's the Oracle. Oh.
Because he can, Kev. Because he can. Liquid Hero shuts it down, and now he's in a great spot. He's got the Oracle out. He's going to make some Phoenixes. His Robo is down. I'm loving it.
I'm just smiling from ear to ear because I think this is so beautiful. Our hero is just doing everything right. He sees something with his Mother's Core. He sees, no, just a sentry. I don't really see anything else. He didn't see the Twilight. He didn't even see the Dark Templar, but he did see, okay, that's a late Robo. And if you had a Stargate, you'd probably be attacking my Mother's Core now. I need an Oracle, and I love that he waited with producing a Stargate unit as well. Just sick play by Hero.
The ability to read your opponent. And you know what else I think keyed Hero up to what was happening? The way Deer was so adamantly trying to deny information. He's like, man, you're really trying to shut me down. You must be doing something. Great early game play here from Hero. Oracle is going to head out on the map. Might it try to do some harassing? Hero does have a pylon out.
Now, as Ben already mentioned multiple times throughout the entire weekend, PvP openings are not like the old days. In the old days, it was like, if you open Dark Templar, you better deal a ton of damage. If you open DTs, you still want to deal damage, don't get me wrong. But it's not necessarily game over. It's not that game ending. Take a look at the worker count. Deer is even in a pretty good position, and he's up 8 workers. But I do think that these target units are definitely going to pay for itself. So Hero is at least going to even things up economically.
Oracle going for the main base. I guess we're going to see 3 Phoenixes head to the natural. But for now, Deer has deflected very nicely.
It's just the power of the DTs as well. Like, he was able to stall this Nexus for a little while, even though, you know, there was just a single Dark Templar. You don't want to be producing probes when there is a Dark Templar in natural. You're just going to lose them immediately, so you rather save their minerals. Then again, maybe it would be better to rally them around or anything like that. Either way, these target units I still think will pay for themselves eventually. Observer Snipe is pretty big, because I do not think that Deer is aware of all those Phoenixes that are over here.
Lights out.
Expensive scout here for Hero.
Expensive, but maybe even necessary. It's just, hey, what are you doing, man? What's going on behind this? Hero didn't really get to see what he wanted to see, so he will now send in the hallucinated Phoenix. And this will spot the Immortal.
I was very confused by the scout.
He just wanted to know, Kev. He was very curious. What's it like to be a red Protoss unit?
Maybe he wanted to deflect the hunt for the blue stalker. Look at the army supply for Hero. It's so big. He's forcing a photon overcharge immediately.
Nice.
He's going to pick up a couple of
Very
sentries.
nice.
Every
That's
Phoenix. Oh, the micro on the Phoenix. So sexy.
keeps it alive, and nice little play. Oh my God, this Mothership Core is going to go down. What? Liquid Hero keeps everything alive. Spots the third base. He's probably going to kill the probe. Kill that probe. You kill that probe, Liquid Hero.
And the army advantage for Hero. Hero's getting additional gateways as well. They're about to finish up. Hero might be... No, he's still making probes. So
Man, he's not going to kill the probe.
Oh.
I know, that's how I felt when he didn't kill the probe.
Hey, there's no more photon overcharge, so eventually this Oracle might be able to deal a lot of damage. There are High Templars waiting for it though. Deer just can't wait to feedback that Oracle. And now he's also, he's like, you tricked me with all those Phoenixes. Hero's marching across the map, and his army, I think, is quite a bit stronger than the army of Deer at the moment. Oh,
Nice
that's such
scout.
a big scout by
Sees
Deer.
it.
He's going to move these Oracles maybe. He's like, I'm going to probably need them at the front for feedback.
These guys are just playing at another level, man.
Yeah.
Constantly scouting, constantly positioning, never out of position, always in the right place at the right time. Deer's got to be so careful in the main base. We do see the Phoenix is lifting the High Templar. And now this is going to get very dicey as the Oracle's going to energize and click on as many probes as he can. 3 have gone down already. But Deer is close enough that he can chase it away, but Hero's in the natural, Kev.
He's going to be able to drop some force fields. No, he's a little too late for that. Hero does have the Mothership Core here, but he doesn't have any energy. He has to be so careful.
Oh
wait, he
what?
does have energy. Because he was maxed out. He
You
didn't show
liar.
the bar. I was afraid. All right,
You
that's a
lied
good recall
to us
by
all,
Recall.
and we were very confused.
That was a good recall by Hero. I love the fact that he was able to pick off 4 High Templars though. That's a really expensive pickoff. That's a lot of gas wasted for Deer.
Hero's just doing everything right, making all the right moves, but it's still a very close game. 111 supply to 124 with Deer leading in supply. Army supply is 59 to 68. Deer's up again. DT harass over here into the third expansion of Hero. It's just finished up. He will, of course, respond to this with without incident.
Hero only has a single observer on the map, and I think he just suddenly realized, like, oh, I only have a single observer, I better get some cannons, because you don't want to worry about Dark Templars running into your natural or your turret, or maybe even later your potential fort base.
Deer seems to just have a larger army somehow.
He has a lot of zealots, and he's been wiping in a lot. He has that turret base for a little while longer as well. Feedback's landing, not killing the Phoenix though. These Phoenixes can actually lift up quite a few pros, but Hero's worried about the army in the middle of the map. These two Zealots might be able to help out a lot.
Oh, to heck with you, High Templar. As the Zealots making their way into the third base are going to pick up a couple of probe kills. Meanwhile, Deer is still looking like he wants to pick a fight somewhere. And Hero's Phoenixes continue to hover overhead. Those Zealots uncontested at the same time.
A lot of Dark Templars in the main base as well. This is pretty bad news for Hero. Deer is engaging at this third base as well.
Whoa, and Hero's out of position. He needs to get back. Here we go. Archons on Zealots are going to do some great damage. Hero's positioned perfectly to fight this battle, but it's getting beat up pretty badly. Photon Overcharge should clean up the last of it, but he needs detection, man. He still can't see that DT. There we go.
Where's the observer?
There's an observer somewhere.
Let's find the observer. Oh, it's over here.
Seriously, where is he?
It's hiding above the assimilator. Focusing.
We need detection to see that observer.
Phoenix is still idling.
These Phoenixes really need to they need to figure out where they're going in life, Kev, because they're just a little bit, they're slacking.
That was great harass by Deer, but I felt it could have been a lot worse for Hero. Those Dark Templars didn't deal the amount of damage that I thought they would potentially do. Picking up that pylon over here, it's still a pretty even game. The Immortal count is in favor of Hero. The Archon count is heavily in favor of Hero. Oh my god, Hero's army is so much stronger now than the army of Deer.
Yep.
But
Archons.
Deer, of course, will always be able to wipe in a few High Templars here and there. But you can really see that he lost so many of them, which were very gas intense. Man, those Archons would rip those Zealots.
Yeah. In spite of the fact that Hero seems down in supply, he has been much more cost effective than Deer this whole game. 4,800 resources lost to 3,000. Another warp in the main base. Going to be a little bit tough to deal with as Observer's still there. And Hero forced to warp in Zealots to deal with Zealots and Dark Templar.
These Dark Templars are so useful, even when just fighting in these Zealot wars, because they have so much damage output. But Hero should eventually be able to stabilize, certainly with that Photon Overcharge. So once more, he's not taking too much damage, but he is 16 workers down though.
Yeah, this base is nearly mined out, but he still wants to be able to get the best.
Come on, Hero. Like, he has these Phoenixes all the time. He could have definitely used these Phoenixes to trace down this Warp Prism, because it's been escaping all the time. He might be able to intercept it mid-air now with those 4 Zealots in it. Deer is going to go up to 4 bases. I'm very surprised, man, that Deer hasn't dropped the Robotics Bay yet. He's relying on Immortals and Archons, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel he's in the economic position and he has the map control.
There we go.
To go into Colossi.
Hero does catch and will kill the Warp Prism. It does go down, so a nice pickup there for Hero. Deer's at 175 supply. Hero's going to try to do some harassment of his own, but Deer is preemptively warping in overhead. A couple of Zealots on the ground, easily dealt with. Archon's coming after the Warp Prism, needs to get out of there. 1 shot, 2 shot, a couple more, and it will go down, and Hero loses that Warp Prism. Good defense by Deer. 136 supply to 180. It's very clear that Hero's hurting for some money.
Hero is suddenly transitioning into a lot of things. He dropped the Dark Shrine. He's also dropping the Robo Bay. I'm not sure if he has a second robotics facility or not, but he needs time right now more than anything. But I don't think that Deer is going to give it to him. Deer is about to almost max out. He's going to be up to 4 bases, picking off a Phoenix here as well. And his +3 is about to finish up. Now, attacking in PvP is always scary, certainly because, you know, feedback could always land on the Mothership Core. But he's not leaving any room for Colossi. He didn't even drop the Robo Bay yet.
Perfect time to attack this 4th expansion. Kev, Pylon is going to get picked off, but that's not the warp-in Pylon. This Zealot warp-in from Deer should be able to push this back, and it does.
Hero's buying time for himself, and that's so important, man, because if Deer marches across the map now and forces the fight, I think Hero would be in so much trouble. Yeah. If Hero is able to squeeze out 4 Colossi, suddenly I like Hero's army again. Oh, he's splitting everything up, Hero. Don't funk with my heart.
Oh, man. Don't you mess with my heart. All right, here we go. Yeah, Hero's going to run part of his army into the forces of Deer. They're only Zealots, though, and they do pull Deer out of position. Man, Hero is being so ballsy. He's going to push into this space, and I think he can kill it. It's going to be close. Mothership Core needs to get there. Oh, my God. If the Mothership Core goes down, Hero's going to be trapped. The Mothership Core goes down.
Upgrades.
Oh, man, that Archon reached out and touched someone.
That Archon reached. Probes are coming in as well. Probes really want to fight with these Immortals. A couple of fortunes are going down. Probes are like, you guys got lucky.
So tangled up, and an Immortal and an Archon get killed. Deer continues to be so incredibly effective.
Oh my God, Hero's in a little bit of trouble, but these units are still kind of caught up.
More than a little, Kev. It's just Archons and Immortals against Zealots and Immortals. Hero does not want to fight. He's continuing to back off. 156 supply to 185.
The Zealot count is so high that one Colossus is definitely going to help out a little bit, but Deer has his entire army here, and his army is so much bigger.
They're going to fight. Here we go. The Colossus is so instrumental. Oh, and one of them's going to get picked off. Hero wants to engage from the high ground. He's losing so many units in the exchange. It's 130 supply to 170. Deer's Zealots are just disintegrating under the fire of Hero's army. There's no way can Hero possibly hold this. The Archons and the Immortal hammering away at Deer. It's only Immortals in the back against Dark Templar. There's no detection. Hero's doing everything that he can to hold here, but the count of Immortals and Archons looks like it just might be too high. DTs will force this troop away, but it's 94 supply against 150.
Hero's still alive. He lives for now, but that was a very, very expensive fight. And I love that Hero is also just deciding to back off, not going to be silly, waiting for additional observers, immediately throwing down cannons everywhere as well. He's like, I need some cannons. Observer made it to the middle of the map, so those Dark Templars are dead as well. And here comes Deer again. Look at that Immortal army.
And this might be the push that ends the game, Kev. 170 supply against 100. Immortal Archon catching another Colossus in transition. Hero cannot afford to make mistakes like this. That Colossus goes down. Deer marches up into the natural of Hero, the final moments of the game. These Colossi will stand strong, but it's not gonna be enough, Kev. This is getting really #dicey.
It's a little too dicey for my liking. A lot of Immortals just chasing away these Colossi. One Colossi will fall, and Deer is on the verge of making it into the quarterfinals. So the WCS Korea champion will live on.
Last Colossus falls. Deer stays alive. Good game. Well played. And congratulations to our winner, Deer, advancing on to the quarterfinals.
Wow.
And man, was that spectacular. Excellent play there out of Deer. Excellent play there out of Hero. How about a round of applause for the winner?